Are you struggling to override a FeignClient in your Spring tests? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into how to effectively mock a FeignClient using a configuration bean. I totally get it. It can be incredibly frustrating when your tests don't behave as expected, especially when you're trying to mock a service. Many developers face this issue, and it can feel like you're hitting a wall. Here's the situation we're addressing. One user asked if it's possible to override a bean created through the FeignClient annotation by simply creating a configuration bean with a mocked version for testing. They found that the real version was always injected instead of the mocked one. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's happening here? The issue often arises because the FeignClient beans are created later in the Spring context lifecycle. This can lead to the real bean being injected instead of your mocked version. Let's break this down. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a crucial tip that can help you avoid these issues in the future. To override the FeignClient bean for testing, the user should ensure that the mocked version is defined in a configuration class. This class should be annotated with @configuration. Next, the user needs to ensure that the name of the mocked bean matches the name of the original FeignClient. This is crucial for Spring to replace the original bean with the mocked one. After that, the user should check the order of bean creation. The @FeignClient beans are created after the @configuration beans, so the user may need to adjust the context loading. Finally, the user can run their tests to verify that the mocked version of the FeignClient is being injected correctly. They should see the mocked class when they print its class type. Fun fact, did you know that Spring was originally created to simplify Java EE development? It's come a long way, but sometimes it still throws us curveballs. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. This user suggests that the issue arises because FeignClient beans are defined as primary, giving them priority over other beans. To resolve this, you can set the primary attribute to false in your FeignClient annotation. Additionally, if you're using a fallback bean with your FeignClient, be cautious. You may need to specify the FeignClient bean with a qualifier to ensure it takes precedence over the fallback. Another approach mentioned is to use a bean post processor. This allows you to mock the FeignClient bean after initialization, providing flexibility in your testing setup. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. An alternative approach suggests moving the @enable FeignClient's annotation to a configuration class that is disabled for tests. This prevents the creation of Feign beans during testing. Then, annotate your test class with @activeProfiles test to ensure the configuration is applied correctly. That's the end of that answer. Let's see another perspective. One user suggests sharing your test class for better assistance. They understand that your goal is to override a bean in your test. For this, they recommend checking out a related question on Stack Overflow about overriding an auto-wired bean in unit tests. Here's the tip I promised. Always keep your test configurations clean and organized. This will save you time and headaches when debugging issues like these. And there you have it. You should now be able to successfully mock your FeignClient in tests. Remember, a well-structured configuration can make all the difference. If you found this helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.